Hi, okay, so today we're going to be going over the Tuesday 23rd of November 2021 morning paper for the physics and GCSE. Okay, so the first question that we're going to be going through is question one, obviously. And now, question one saying, which row in the table correctly describes the gravitational field? So, the gravitational field is going to be the area around a magnet, and which is going to be the gravitational field is going to be the area around a mass which is going to be attracting it to other things. The bigger the mass, the more attractive it is, and so the type of field, so the greater the mass of, so the strength of field is greater for massive objects, and the type of field is going to be as attractive. So A. The magnetic field diagram shows the magnetic field between the poles P and Q of the two magnets. So magnet P magnet P and magnet Q and are going to have a specific amount, and so magnet P is going to be, so it's going from Q to P. So if it's going from Q to P, we know that the magnet goes from north to south, so then that means that Q is south, Q is north and P is south, and so we need to find something that says that. So these two are already out of the question, so it's going to be north to south here. Okay, and so then that's going to be C. Okay, a current is passing through a straight wire. So a current is passing through a straight wire. What does this mean? And it means that if the current is passing through a straight wire, it's going to form concentrated circles, which are going to be all around it, and these concentrated circles are going to be moving and around it and anti-clockwise as per Fleming's right-hand rule, and so you're going to have the answer B. So then for 4 you have two balloons A and B which repel each other when placed close together. Which row explains why? So A and B will repel each other because they will have to have, and so balloon A will have to have more electrons and protons, and balloon B will have to have less electrons than protons. So yeah, so D is our correct answer here because it's just worded in a weird way. And so for 4 we would go for, wait, so more, sorry, no, not D, would go for C. For them to repel, that means that they would both have to be either negative or they'd have to both be positive, which means they'll have the same charges. So more the electrons and protons for both of them makes sense. And if it was going to attract, then it would be D. Okay, a stopwatch is used by a student for timing how long it takes for a toy car to travel down a ramp. The student repeats the experiment 4 times during a lesson using the same equipment and method. And which words describe the student's results? So the student's results will be, well, so if the student's going to be doing it 4 times, then it's repeatable, and they're going to be using the same equipment and method, so it'll be reproducible, repeatable, and reproducible, which will be B. But actually, no, sorry, it doesn't show it though that it's reproducible because reproducibility is only shown by it being in another team, which means that it would be again repeatable and precise. A. So 6 will be what? So you have a current flowing from 50 microamps, and then you're gonna have the current, which is gonna be the same as 50 microamps, which is gonna be, that's gonna be an A, and 50 times 10 times to the minus 6. Okay, and then for number 7, we're gonna have the resultant force at what position? And well, so this bit is a bit more than this bit in terms of momentum force, because remember, distance times by force is going to be what that momentum force will be. So, and our answer for something like this will be B. Okay, so for number 8, a student investigates the magnetic field of the current in a solenoid with a coil. The student makes 4 different solenoids. Which solenoid will have the strongest magnetic field? So the solenoid with the strongest magnetic field is going to have an iron core. So these 2 copper ones can be taken off and already. And so it's going to have an iron core. And so it's between B and D. And it's going to be the one with the most number of turns. So it's going to be D. And a fluid under pressure can cause a force, and in the direction that the net fluid will always act. So the direction that the net fluid will always act is going to be at right angles to any surface. This isn't really worked out, but just memorized. Okay, for 10, you're going to have when work done, and one is work done with a car that is pushed at a distance of 6 kilometers using a force of 90. So work done is going to be and force times distance will be similar to that, right? So it's going to be D. And inertia is again Newton's third law. Newton's third law is F equals ma. Newton's second law is inertia, which means that objects in motion will stay in motion. Objects which are still will stay still. And so the answer for something like that for question 11 will be A. And so a transformer has 100 turns in the primary coil and 200 turns in the secondary coil. The potential difference across the primary coil is 30 volts. And what is the potential difference across the secondary coil? Use an equation from the datasheet to help you. Okay, so for something like this, then I think you'd have C and 60 volts. So these diagrams are going to show these identical lamps, and it says which one will have the brightest lamp. It will be C, because if you remember, and the voltage is the only thing that is shared. Current is the same in parallel, so if you increase the number of batteries, it would be increasing the voltage, and compared to the lack of impact it will make on a series circuit, and so this increase in voltage when with this and shared current is going to be making the bulbs a lot brighter. So in 14, will the mass of the hamster is 800 grams. When the hamster moves, it has a momentum of 0.5 kg ms. Calculate the velocity of the hamster. So momentum equals mass divided by velocity. They give that to us kindly. So 0.5 100 times by velocity. So you can divide by 100 on both sides. So it's going to be 0.005 equals the velocity, and so that will then give us the answer. That will then give us the answer A, but I have a feeling that A is not correct, and because again it's giving it to us in meters per second, no, which is the same as this thing here, and so I think we would be timesing it. And so then if we're timesing it, what it would end up becoming is it would end up becoming 5, which is that C. And so the simple hydraulic press machine, the water is going to be made out of the 2 pistons, which are interconnected between each other. And what is the force exerted on piston X is and 2N? What's going to be the force exerted on Y? And so it will be double that, C. And the reason it will be double this is because the cross-sectional area of prism Y is twice the cross-sectional area of prism X, so that means that you're going to be timesing it.